Hi guys. I know the three of y'all, but I'm Kurt Rowland, KI5MUT. I'm there we get one more person coming in. Hey Javier.
Howdy.
So like I was saying, I'm Kurt Rowland. I'm KI5MUT. I've only had my license for a few months, and I am now the trustee of this club. What all that entails, basically, whenever we get our call sign, whenever we are official with the FCC, it will be my responsibility to make sure that everyone is using it appropriately, following the laws, following the rules. We will need to set up guidelines and things like that down the road on when you can use it, where you can use it, what frequencies, and so on and so forth. But for now, it's more of a social gathering at this point. There are lots of events already getting planned, and we'll share that now. I think some of y'all already know about some of them. So tomorrow, there will be a guided tour at NASA. Our point of contact is Rachel. I think Javier, you brought her into this a few weeks ago, and she has graciously given us the opportunity to come to the JSC Ham Shack and get a tour, walk around, meet the guy. Yes, that's the one. And she will be introducing us to David Lee, I believe. And he's the one in charge of that ham shack. I've also been in contact with a couple of other people. There is a meeting, or a club rather, involved around that ham shack. And I've met with a couple of those people who also directed me to David Lee. So once we get in contact with him, the opportunities might open up. I'm not sure. So I was hoping everyone else that was going would be here, but V, I know you said you were going. Were any of the rest of y'all looking to go maybe tomorrow at 5 o'clock?
I'm gonna unfortunately be at work, so I cannot make it tomorrow.
Yeah, same here. I'd love to go, but I've got a team meeting during that time, so. Yeah.
I'll be there in spirit.
That's good enough. I'll have to get in touch with Harry and the others that wanted to go and make sure they're still open. But if Harry wants to go, I think he was going to carpool. Were you available to carpool anybody?
I live about 5-10 minutes away from Johnson Space Center. Harry lives about an hour away from me, so I don't think it would be by any means useful for me to carpool anyone, unless they're like within 5 minutes of me.
Sure. Okay. I'll see who else was going and get in touch with him. Hopefully he can make it. But there were other things that we might be looking at attending as well. I just recently got 2 different emails about 2 other events. So one of them is Wings Over Houston. On, let's see, October 8th through the 10th, they're going to be having Wings Over Houston, airplane, all the military planes coming in, and they need volunteers from ham radio operators. So anyone that currently has their ham license is available to do that. And that is, like I said, in about a month, so we have time to plan that out. The other thing was that my father-in-law is in charge of getting this all set up. The Wallace bicycle ride. So lots of people, hundreds of people, dozens of people get together, ride bicycles around Wallace in this case. and they have ham radio operators cycling, patrolling the routes, and checking for obstacles, making sure no one's hurt, and just relaying messages back and forth, giving people rides. So if y'all are interested in that, that one is November 6th. Another month beyond Wings Up to Houston. So again, these are a little far out, but just trying to get things like that going, that things we can do in person.
Question about the Wings Over Houston event.
Yeah, sure.
So like, would that just be like, what would they want us to help out with there?
So I asked them for details, and I could share my screen here and show the email, possibly. So I was just asking them for any more further details. If y'all would like, I could send this email to y'all. Basically, they're needing logistics, medical, and general traffic. It would be 12 hours a day, so there's a little bit of a commitment but there are 3 different days you can sign up for: Saturday, Sunday, or the Friday before. They will be supplying batteries, parking tickets, meals, everything that you'll need. You'll just need to bring your radio. And then you'll be in a green vest, and anyone that gets lost or needs assistance of any kind will be coming to us for assistance. I'm not 100% sure yet if I'll be going. I just saw this today. So us, y'all, them, whoever goes. But I can send this on to y'all as well as the other one. This was the one for the bicycle ride. So details including route, frequencies, that will all be sent later. Basically, you're going to operate their vehicle, patrol the routes, and respond to situations as required. So you don't have to know anything about bicycles or how to take them down or first aid or anything like that. You're just a communicator at that point. I think that's what the Wings Over Houston was as well. So.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Aside from that, there were other things that I kind of had in mind for the club as far as walking around the campus or driving around Houston to try to find a locator, or I'm sure y'all seen the list of things I've mentioned before. But was there anything that y'all wanted to start working on sooner than later? Maybe a social event that y'all wanted to kick off, or where do y'all want to take this club?
I really like the idea of the what is it, the fox hunt or whatever it is, where you had the receiver. I thought that was so cool. When I first heard about them, I thought that'd be something I'd really like to do. So yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, V was actually, I think, the one that promoted that one to me. He was pretty passionate about that. I haven't done it before. What?
I was saying, I think it would be a fun one.
And that's something that we could use for avionics for those of us on the rocket team as a last ditch effort. If we're not getting good data back, we can at least get something back by pointing it in the right direction and follow the signal. So
yeah, I figured it'd be best when we're like close to the rocket, right? So I know, for example, me and Emily went on the recovery the first time that we launched the rocket, and part of that process is once you're like, you get the coordinates of the last known location of the rocket, but once you're like close to those coordinates, you know, GPS can only do so good, and you have to kind of spot that rocket by eye, and that's kind of hard to do sometimes. So if not for long range, at least in the short range, when we're like,
you said when we're like, and then you muted yourself, but I think I got what you're saying. He's gone again. As far as the meeting tomorrow at NASA, I was looking into it, and unfortunately, the ISS will not be flying overhead at the time when we are there, so we will not be able to talk to it from their radio. Cool picture, by the way. This is the antenna on the ISS. That's what they are actually talking to. That little antenna.
Damn, that's so small.
I think it's like
so
4
much-
feet or 3 feet or something. It just looks
Okay.
small on the ISS.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, on the ISS, yeah, it definitely looks small.
But
That's
that's
a cool
still
picture.
like miles away.
Hmm. I was gonna ask, are there any plans to do any kind of like study group sessions for the ham radio, or just like any, just a kind of like a group study a
Yeah,
day that
definitely.
we can like meet? Because I know right now V is trying to get a lot of avionics people to get their license. So like last meeting, we went over some questions, like 10 questions. It kind of took us a bit to go over those 10 questions and get everybody's like questions out of the way. But I think it would be really cool for us to, do some type of meetup, maybe in the library or maybe at lab sometime or through Zoom, where we could get the people that are more interested to like, do some study together and stuff. I think it would be helpful for a lot of people.
Sure. I know V during the avionics meeting last time took up almost the entire time with the training for the license.
Yeah,
Training for the
it took
license.
about like an hour or so, if I'm not
Um,
mistaken. So yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think that would be something that would be beneficial to move over here so that avionics could
Mhm.
focus more on designing rocket stuff.
Yeah.
And people that aren't on avionics would also benefit from that as well. So
Yeah, because I feel like right now it's the ham radio club is very like focused on avionics. I feel like more the group of the overall like rocket team should be more engaged and interested into ham radio, because it is an interesting thing and interesting license to have to be able to operate a radio like that and so on. So
If you're allowed to, you should. It should be, but it would be beneficial to take some video of you guys having a conversation through ham radio to kind of display to the overall organization in the next general meeting. Might get some interest.
okay. I'll be honest, it doesn't look too fancy when you're just talking on a walkie-talkie. But
I mean,
yeah,
but like,
I feel like maybe later on a cool thing that we could implement to get more interest is having like a day where our meeting of the week is through a frequency, and so we just meet up like that, and it would be kind of like a special event to the people that already have their radio and whatnot, and kind of incentive to people that are kind of joining the group to get their stuff done and whatnot. But I don't know. That sounds cool too, Javier, like trying to get people interested like that.
yeah, I was more referring to when you go to the ham club in Johnson Space Center. If you're able to, and they say it's okay, you guys could take a video of like you guys communicating, because this is what I did. They allowed me to communicate on their radio to I don't even remember where, but they allow me to use their their call signal, and then communicate with someone from like, New Zealand. And so having like that goal, like right there, like having like a video of like what it to aim for, like in the future, kind of like having those fancy like radio, systems for the future, kind of like shows like this is what professional ham radio calling looks like. And it's pretty cool. It's really cool.
yeah, that's going to be HF frequencies. That's going to be the lower stuff that actually gets bounced off the atmosphere and then back off the earth. That takes a lot more power than what you're going to have in a little handheld. And most of us, in fact, I know all of us, do not have the license for that. So we would have to operate under their call sign with them literally standing right there. And that would be really cool if they'll let us do that. I don't think we'll be able to talk to the ISS by doing that, but we might be able to get to another continent and get a QSO. So that would be awesome. I don't really consider talking on a repeater as getting a QSO, so it'll be my first real QSO. When so outside of this meeting, because this meeting is really only scheduled every couple of weeks to kind of make sure the club is still on track and, like I said, discuss bylaws and such. The workshops and the other meetings like that, when works best for y'all?
My schedule is pretty wacky, so I don't know, but for me, like late in the evenings usually works, like about 7 p.m. On most days is fine with me.
Okay.
Same. If I can make it, it'd probably be around past 7. And preferably if you want to do like in-lab stuff, maybe weekends is best, you know, because I think a lot of people are pretty busy, yeah. So during the week, so, but yeah.
Okay. I personally am only coming to the campus on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and only some of them at that. I'm able to do some classes online. So like today I was, but Tuesday I was not. So I don't know if I'll be able to make Saturdays, but I can definitely try. I can schedule around some stuff. And if we're having a special workshop or something, I can try to make it then.
I mean, I'm on campus Tuesday and Thursdays too. I don't know about how other people's schedules are on par with that, but like if it's late in the evening past 7, I'm sure we can set something up. I know avionics meeting is from 8 to 10 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I mean, I can stay up all night for ham radio, to be honest, but I don't know how other people are feeling about that.
Emily, I know you have your call sign, and V, you do too. Did anyone else have their call sign? Javier, I don't think you have yours yet.
I don't have mine.
I don't have mine either. Where do I start to be able to get my call sign? I have to sign up to the FCC's website, correct?
Not at first. So the
Hmm.
first step is to study. And for the technician license, that is the license that most people get and where you can find the most material. I could forward out a few websites that helped me, one of which is just a list of YouTube videos that I went through, 1 or 2 videos a night, spent an hour or 2 for a couple of weeks whenever I had a chance. And then I signed up with one of a few dozen clubs, like this club, if we ever got that big, but I doubt we ever would, who are authorized to give out these tests. Now, the one that I went with was strictly online. I had to have this webcam and my cell phone coming from a different angle to show that I'm not cheating. They like looked in my closet and everything. They wanted me to like show the ceiling for some reason. It was Spider-Man's up there helping me. I don't know. But I aced or at least passed the technician license, but did not get the general. So I am now in my spare time studying for the general, just YouTube videos, and really that's how I study best. So that's what I've been doing. But there are in-person ones. I think Emily, you did an in-person, right? How did that go?
It was really laid back. There's just like there's a big community center with a bunch of random people like families and stuff there. You just walk in and tell them the exam you want, and they give you a paper. And it's in a big room, so like they're watching you, but it's not like super intense. And they really pushed me to go for my general license as well, even though I had not studied for it at all, which I feel quite badly. But yeah, it was pretty laid back.
So yeah, you can take it at your own pace. Like I said, we can send you information, and these workshops and what do you want to call them? The tutorials, the licensed study groups. We can start initiating those too, and that'll help some too. But then, yeah, once you're past it, the club that you have paid $35 to for their time, they send it to the FCC, and you have to wait, I think, a week, and you'll get your license. So
That sounds great. I'm excited to try to get my license, because then I can go back to the ham club over there at Johnson Space Center again, or go to Kennedy Space Center, honestly, and just like call. Maybe if you guys do go to Johnson, like sometime later this year, and I hopefully can get into connection with the one in Kennedy. We could calling each other.
back and forth.
Yes,
That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
So do you work at you contract through JSC or through Kennedy right now?
I'm in Kennedy. I'm
Okay.
part of the OSTEM program.
Okay. Did you ever work at JSC?
Yes, I have actually. Yeah, that's how I know
That's how
Rachel.
you met Rachel. Got
Yeah,
it.
I met Rachel through my time in Johnson. I worked over in Building 44. So if you guys are interested in telecommunications in general, that's the building to go. Building 44 has the electronics testing. What was it called? Electronics testing laboratory, in which they communicate with White Sands, New Mexico, and they yeah, it was pretty cool.
White Sands is pretty awesome. That's where Spaceport is. I remember I didn't actually go, but a lot of the people from ham radio, from Rocket Team actually took a detour one day to go see White Sands. White Sands.
Did you want to give you also a bit more info on that area? It also has like Wi-Fi. If you know a lot about Wi-Fi and how to connect, like how to use Wi-Fi systems to communicate with, like, I think they're developing like a Wi-Fi telecommunication between rovers, two rovers, because that was one of the experiments I saw when I was there. It's pretty cool. I don't remember what was the name of the project, but the point of it was just to see if you can have Wi-Fi communicate with these with the rovers, tell them where pinpoint its location, and if it goes farther than a certain range, they have to pinpoint location to meet up.
How does the Martian atmosphere change the distance or the propagation of Wi-Fi? Is it about the same?
They told me that it's going to affect it because of, like, I think we were mentioning like like they have to take into account radiation, because that would cause a lot of interference. But I'm not really sure more in detail about what about the theory of what they were doing, because my mentor was kind of like in this cubicle, it was like, leave the intern to do what they were trying to do. So I was like, yeah. It was still a good experience, though. We were just there to test what they were developing.
But this would be something similar to how the helicopter they just sent up talks to Curiosity, I believe. Or
Yeah, well, it was Ingenuity, I believe.
Ingenuity.
Yeah. But the system that they were creating was more for the moon rather for Mars. For right now, I'm not sure what they're developing now. I gotta ask Rachel on that. I'm quite curious.
Moon Wi-Fi.
Yes. Right now, when I'm
hotel up there soon.
Oh, actually, I can't speak about the general gist of what I'm working on right now because it's declassified. So let me see. It's actually pretty cool. So are you all aware of the dust to thrust project, or the CLIPS project, the CLIPS project that's going to occur in 2026?
I'm not.
It's a project that's going to send stuff to the moon to gather resources for colonization. Sorry, it's off topic, but I was just I'm
Keep
sorry.
going. This is great. I mean, I haven't heard about this, so I'm interested. I don't know if I'm dragging the rest of y'all along.
I know. I don't want to, interrupt this. And I know. Okay. Sorry, V. I'll see you later,
Sorry, V.
V.
I guess he didn't want to hear about moon Wi-Fi.
About Wi-Fi.
Moon Wi-Fi.
Moon Wi-Fi. That was actually pretty interesting. That would be cool to put Wi-Fi in the moon. I don't know what the password might be. Luna123 or something like that.
I mean, I want to know if I'm gonna have 5G, man. If I'm gonna move over there, come on.
I mean, you got to get a satellite up there first, and probably some other technologies to get them up there. But like my project's more dealing with like transforming the regolith into water, and oxygen, oxygen and hydrogen for rocket fuel. But more specifically, gathering the regolith. So that one's an interesting project. But I also heard that the Kennedy Space Center has he also has telecommunications, it's like a ham radio station right there that's near the launch sites, which was pretty cool. So hopefully I can get into the facility and show pictures later on.
They have what near the site you said?
There's a ham radio club site in Kennedy Space Center that's near the launch sites, near the VAB.
And that's the one you were going to join.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to join. I'm gonna have to reach out and see who's the director. Oh yeah, you went through the email, through the webpage that you sent me, and I'll have to email him.
Okay. Well, got 20 minutes left. I don't really have much else to say. The next meeting will be in 2 weeks at the same time. Hopefully we'll have more people at that point. But if y'all could reach out to your friends, anyone that might be looking to join a club, and just let them know. AIAA is here. Ham radio is interesting, and anyone can join.
About that, Kurt, actually, I was gonna say I have a couple classes that I feel like if I offered up Ham Radio Club, a couple people would be interested. Would you mind if I did some like low-key recruiting in my classes? I'd just talk to the professor after class and see what I can get from him, maybe an email sent out to the rest of the class or something like that. But
absolutely, by all means, do that. I did send the rocket team material to one of my professors. Oh, I sent it to 3, and one of them actually distributed it. So I don't know how many we got from that, but hi, Evan. We didn't wait for you. But yeah, I mean, by all means, if you have, I don't have anything really to give or to show. We don't have any pictures or material yet, but I could maybe make a list or a slide or a single page, maybe.
yeah, I mean, I have the slides for recruitment from SCR. I could probably, if we could maybe, I don't know, include something like a slide at the end there, I could probably send it out to some of my professors.
For which slides?
The SCR recruitment ones. I don't know if you got it from the other leads of the Rocket team.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. The one of my teachers.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Just a slide or so, whatever you want to do. I can probably send it out. I'm taking 4 courses right now, so yeah.
Okay.
Reach out to them, and they're all engineering courses, so hopefully we'll get more people that are more interested. So we'll see.
That would be great. Thank you. Yeah, keep in touch with me, and I'll send you something over.
Okay, cool. We'll do.
Is there anything else y'all wanted to say, or hold your tongue for 2 weeks?
I don't know Dr. Flynn enough to fully propose this, but something we could investigate is I learned with USIP and my work with them already this semester that there is a really cool ground station on campus for weather balloon launches, and they actually launched like little weather balloons off of UH campus. And so there's this trailer kind of by like the law school, kind of by the Nook, that's just like full of like readouts for their antenna, and like the roof is all full of antennas and stuff. And they've got a LiDAR thing in there, which is really cool. But that's all run by this professor, Dr. Flynn, who I'm starting to work with, but like I said, I don't really know him well yet, but I could potentially work that connection a little bit and see if we could go take a look in there one day. But yeah. Just saying that exists. I had no idea that it was on campus until I went there. It was pretty
The
cool.
U of H
Yeah.
campus.
Yes, it's on UH campus. Yeah.
That explains what that was. I was curious why there was trailers outside the law building the whole time. So that's what it was.
Yeah.
What building was that on? I'll go sneak around next time I'm on campus.
I can share my screen and show you the map of where it is, if that's okay. I think it's been there a long time. So, all right. Here's UH. It is like right here. Yeah, there it is. That's the trailer. Okay. Yeah, so this is where they launched the balloons, is this like little random side road. And this is their trailer. And this is full of helium. That's what I learned. And so if you zoom out, it's right by the Law Center, and the Nook is right there. So you just go down the road, and this behind the parking lot little area is right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know where that is, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So if we wanted to do something in the future, like setting up a repeater or putting an antenna on the campus, maybe we'd get in touch with them. And
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a good idea. They're from the geophysics department, is who runs that. So, and I'm sure that they would be happy to help us out with that. So yeah.
okay. Well, I guess that was all I had. So
I had a small, like, this is just an idea, but like it's something that I did in my internship. Is like we could do a small activity, like one day, like make radios, like crystal radios, if you're aware of crystal radios, like getting a coil wire and 2 pieces of tin foil, and then making an actual AM radio that can pick up radio waves. It's pretty cool.
yeah, I've heard of them. I have not played with them myself. So I'd like to learn about that as well. Anything else? All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining. This concludes the end of our first meeting. I'll be keeping in touch with y'all. I'll let y'all know what we're going to be doing as far as other activities. Right now, there's not anything planned between now and the first meeting, but we'll let you know if that changes. So those of y'all that don't have a license, get out there and study.
Right,
Thank you, Kurt.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. See ya.
See you, Kurt.
See you, man.